This video is sponsored by PCBWay. More of them in a minute. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. So a couple weeks ago, where I did a little update video, I show you this Xbox One S that I bought really cheap, 45 euros I think, as a project for the channel. And as you can see, it is in a pretty decent shape. Only really dirty. So I have played with it a couple times, just a little bit, nothing too much, but I noticed that it runs really hot, and as you can see for these rear vents, they are completely clogged, so I'm assuming that the interior of the console will be no better. So as always, sit down, relax as we take care of this console and of course give it a new look. Stick around. Of course, the first thing we want to do is disassemble the console completely. And finally, after a while, the whole console and the controller are completely disassembled. This thing is so nasty that the first thing I will do is give it a nice clean to all of the parts. So let's move on. So, of course, I will need to paint this plastic piece as well. And as you can see, this piece is bonded directly to the metal chassis. It's just a small 4 points. So basically, I think the best way is just break the 4 points, the 4 joints, and later glue it back together again. So let's move on. So next, I have pretty much the same situation here on the top case with a power button. I have seen cases where the people just tape the power button. I don't want to do that, so I just want to remove it. But as you can see, there is quite a mechanism inside of the case just for the power button. The solder points seems a little bit stronger, so instead of try break it, I will just melt it and remove it. And finally, with all the internal parts already cleaned, it's time to start thinking on the external part, the paint job. For this project, I will do a Gears of War 3-bit console. Not exactly the Gears of War match or replica, but my own version of this console. I also thinking on maintaining the black on the bottom of the console and also of the controller. However, this piece, it is already black, but I will prime it and paint it black again, because as you can see, it is really scratched, but the controller, I will leave it as it is. So apart from the Gears of War paint job that I will need to make my own version, in that version there are some marks or some scars in the console that I want to replicate that. So let's start from that part. So, and there you go, after a while, all the marks are done on the console, as you can see, and also a couple in the controller. So we are pretty much ready to sand it and get ready for some primer. So fast forward a little bit, I do all the sanding off camera, and now we are ready to apply 2 coats of primer. So let's apply them and see how it goes. So fast forward again a couple days later, and as you can see, the paint or the base coat is done. It's quite rainy and windy outside, so I have to paint it inside, and I didn't have much room to film it, so I have to do it off camera. So as you can see, I choose this darker blue. I think Xbox One S have another special edition with a similar color too, and also of course the black for the base. Yeah, it's pretty much done. So now we can start moving on to the details of the paint. So to apply the details on this paint, I have a portable airbrush. Will be my first try with this type of paint guns or mini paint guns. An airbrush, of course, is a cheap one, and I also bought this little box with a lot of colors. So without losing any more time, let's start to apply some details on this paint job. So the first part of the details are pretty much done. It's this darker gray, and the goal here is make the console looks like dirty. So yeah, let's move on to the second part of these details. The second part is pretty much simple. With the lighter blue is simple splatters all over the console. As you can see, the paint start looking really cool, really good. So it's time to move on to the third and final part of the paint. In this case, in light gray, I will add some lettering in the front of the console and a little gear on the control. Overall of this paint, it's make the console look faded, like it's been in a war. So the letter is not quite there. So as this is a water base, it's pretty easy to remove it. So with this cotton bud, I will try to fade the letters a little bit to give it the extra touch. And I think it's perfect now. And just before I have the clear coats applied, my surprise for this project just arrived. I designed and asked to my friend Rui from Smic Print Design to cut me a new cover for this console in acrylic. In fact, he cut me two versions, one in regular acrylic and another in this kinda green acrylic, but the green is the chosen one. And I gotta say, this came out amazing. However, with the rush to make this project ready to be posted on YouTube, I made a major flaw on this design. So while I prepared this piece to be applied on this console, be sure to discover what the flaw is and post it on the comments. Fast forward a little bit, I have the 4 holes and the 4 screws applied to secure the acrylic on the top case. As you also can see, I have designed this kind of grill on the acrylic to avoid the overheat of the console as well. Came out really good too. As for the fixation of the acrylic, I have these 5mm bolts, and I will have on top these closed nuts. I will need to cut the bolts a little bit, just a couple mils, but nothing too much. But with that done, we can finally apply the clear coat on all the pieces and then finish this project. So fast forward again, next day here, clear coat already applied, and a little issue appears that can be a really bad thing or not. So the goal with this paint is make it as rough as possible, and the clear coat laid down majorly well, but unfortunately, as you can see right here, for example, a couple scars appear on the paint. So from the perspective of the paint, of the technical part, is a disaster. From the perspective of the roughness of the paint, I think it's a plus and it came out pretty cool. However, I don't like this type of fails, and that's why I'm showing you that. I think I mix acrylic paint with water-based paint, including the clear coat. It's done, nothing I could do, so let's move on and finish this project. But before, a word from today's sponsor, PCBWay. And if you are looking for high quality PCB manufacturing and assembly, PCB has got you covered. From hobbyists to professionals, PCBWay is the ultimate partner for bringing your ideas to life. With services ranging from PCB prototyping to mass production and assembly, they've earned a reputation for precision and reliability. But that's not all. PCBWay also offers 3D printing, CNC machining, and of course flexible PCB solutions to cater all your innovation needs with competitive pricing, lightning fast delivery, and of course exceptional customer support. Your products are always in safe hands. So go to pcbway.com to check out more. But for now, let's get back to the video. finally, after all the work, we are done. And there you go, another cool and different project for sure. Quite a few challenges, a lot of learning, and the airbrush experience was super cool. Sometimes, and as always, I don't hide it, the projects came with a couple flaws, and this one has two major flaws. One, I already told it, is the paint that came out with some scars. The other one bothers me a lot, I will for sure change it. So if you already identify it, don't forget to leave it in the comments below. Another funny thing is I don't have Gears of War in digital version, so we're gonna play some Need for Speed. This is all for today. As always, I hope you enjoy another cool and different project, and if you wanna see more, please consider subscribe, leave a like, comment, and also share this video. As always, thanks for watching. I hope I can see you in the next one.